What is up everyone, it's your boy Farai the producer, and today I got a video about audio interfaces. Pretty much just how to avoid buying the wrong ones, how to identify which one you need. So the first thing I would always ask myself when buying an audio interface is, what is your budget firstly? Because I mean, if you have the money for it, you might as well buy something like a universal audio interface. Those are pretty much the top of the line, I would say. RME as well are really good, but you don't really come across those really in your lower end, project studios, stuff like that. It's not really needed. You can always go for something like a Focusrite. But yeah, the first thing that I always consider is budget. So if you don't have a large budget, you would want to be like me and you'd really want to look around and try and find something that can do what you need as well as a bit more if possible. So that's pretty much why I purchased this one. And the reason I got this one was it comes with 8 inputs, so you've got 2 in the front and the rest at the back. And what's really nice about this interface is it comes with combo jacks, if that's what it's called, and it's pretty much an XLR and a balanced and unbalanced input. So yeah, the reason why I got this one was because I wanted to start experimenting with outboard gear. And this was one of the cheapest options I could get for the best value, I would say. Because firstly, what I like about this interface, and I'll compare this to the one I had before, this one comes with 2 headphone jacks, so that means that I can work with an artist, give him a headphone out, and I can monitor while recording, if we're doing a smaller recording. I can connect the whole drum kit here if I want to do. But really what I liked about this was it has outputs 1 and 2 for your main speaker system, right? And then you've got additional outputs. You've actually got 8 outputs instead of 6 plus main out, right? So you've actually got 10 outputs, which is pretty cool. And yeah, the way I set it up is I send stuff out of the interface via the outputs, put them into some outboard gear. So let's say there's a compressor here, from the compressor back into the interface. And that's what makes this pretty cool. And what people used to be pretty paranoid about was that the quality of conversion is pretty bad with these interfaces. But if you're in a small project studio and you're not doing the highest of end productions, it doesn't really matter. I mean, it's not really the biggest sound difference, especially with these ones, they're not that bad. Not just M Audio, but Focusrite, probably even more so. They have better converters, people say. So yeah, that's pretty much the first thing you'd want to worry about is, what do you want to get done? So if you're just a beat maker, I would probably suggest getting a Focusrite or something like that, maybe with some extra outputs, but really you'd want to buy the best quality converter. And from what people say, these Audient interfaces have really good conversions, so I would recommend this if you're strictly a beat maker. And yeah, you've pretty much just got 2 inputs and your headphones. That's blocking there, but you can see the headphone out. And yeah, I've never really seen this interface, but let's check it out. So yeah, you got 2 inputs, combo jacks obviously, and 1 pair outputs. So this would be limiting in respect that if you're a beat maker, I would recommend having 2 sets of speakers. So it would be nice to have a second pair of speakers, but you're getting good conversion here. If you know your speakers and you'd rather translate in the car or something, this could work for you. So yeah, next thing I would recommend, obviously I just talked about if you'd want a big interface, you'd be able to record bands, you'd be able to send audio out of the interface and back in. If you're just starting out, what I started off with was one of these interfaces, which is the M Audio Fastrack, and I don't think they sell them anymore. But the reason why I needed to get something else was because you can see you got 1 input, 1/4 inch input, and 1 headphone output. And at the back you just have 1 output. So that, eventually for me, I felt like I needed something bigger. So I did research and I ended up getting this. So that's pretty much covers that. Let me check what else I wrote down here. And yeah, the second thing I'd recommend is doing good price matching. A lot of the time, some websites might sell something, for example, for $300, and you can find it for even cheaper. So let's do some price matching. I can't copy paste that, okay. So we'll type in Amazon. Let's see if we can find some secondhand items here, because a lot of the time you can find some stuff for secondhand, and you can sometimes trust these big companies because somewhere, see there, use the new. So you see now we're already cutting price. The price on here was $273, whereas the price was $299. You see what I'm saying? But sometimes with these bigger websites like Sweetwater, you might get a better warranty, something like that. But I mean, check, we've already found discounts, right? And we can find new and used, and we get free shipping. You know what I mean? So once you found the model that you want to get, do some price matching, check around. You could even check eBay, I'm sure. Check out ebay.com. Let's check out the Audient. Whoops. Was it the ID 14? Hopefully we get something. And there we go. Okay, so this is in rands. Sorry about that. Let me try change it to dollar. Okay, there isn't any. But yeah, that's cheaper than $300, trust me. So, you know, and you can always find, so this is probably coming from Britain. So you'd want a price match. Pretty much you just want to learn how to check out the internet and find the best deals. Sometimes you can find, for example, this for cheaper. And yeah, so once you found your purchase and you've ordered your stuff, you want to, before even buying, you want to make sure what cables will you need to connect to your sound system or whatever speakers you're using. So in this case, I'm using Yamaha HS8, and you know, we've got XLR input and quarter-inch input. So you want to make sure that your interface doesn't just have RCA outputs, but TRS outputs. So these would work going in there. Perfect. And yeah, I mean, also just consider how long you want to use that for. If you're just using it as a temporary, you might as well get something small. Bigger, you know, it might last longer, but it might be a not so high quality interface. And generally you'd want to get something really good. If you were doing critical listening like mastering and whatnot, you'd want to get a really expensive interface. And also, before I forget, check out if you need a USB or Firewire interface. So generally for Mac, you'd be using Firewire. For Windows, it's USB, or you could always put in a Firewire port yourself. So yeah, I don't know what else I could talk about on this subject. There's not really too much to it, but just doing research, you know, do reviews. For example, if you want to know, you know, something really simple like, can I record a guitar through the Audient ID 14? There should be a video on YouTube of somebody playing guitar on this interface. So yeah, feel free to comment, you know, share, do whatever you do, ask a question, recommend me videos to do in future. Peace out.